My goal moving forward, I'm gonna start focusing more on strategy. This onboarding call is to get you guys in the game, get you acclimated with the system, ready to go, so that we can confidently step out and utilize this in marketing. We also have the priority zip codes. So if you go back, the priority zip code list, this is where they're looking for a little bit nicer houses that are newer builds, which I have that information for you guys here as well. Standard buy box, 800 square feet or greater, 2-bed, 1-bath. The priority properties, they'll pay well above retail for houses that fit this. But obviously it's harder to find houses built after 1990, 1,500 square feet and greater, 3-bed, 2-bath, right? That just closes the buying box a little bit. So again, we're just going heavy on the standard buy box, and we're just going crazy. Any of these markets, right? But the zip code list is here to help guide you guys. So, hey, you can actually take these zip codes. I have some different trainings showing you guys how we pull them internally, but I literally just copy it off of the list. I'll go to PropStream or whatever type of data tool you're using, and we just upload it in the system, right? Based off of the buy box stuff, right? Buy box, 2-bed, 1-bath and up, 800 square feet and greater. And then I dial in the property value between about 100,000 and 330 ballpark, right? So literally I just take the zip codes, and again, I'll give you guys access to more in-depth training, like step A to Z, what we're doing with this, right? But we just enter the zip codes in, boom. Let's pull them up. Atlanta, Georgia. We filter those down. Whatever you're doing for your lists, you could go to tired landlords. I actually dial that in myself. So owner occupied, no. Property characteristics, we want residential, single family only, 2-bed, 1-bath and up, 800 square feet and greater. And we'll just say 1940 and newer, right? Boom. MLS status, no. Ownership info. If you really want to get a little more targeted, maybe do 10 years of ownership and greater, right? That's more of a tired landlord, because one, they've owned this property for a long time. Might be time to cash out. A lot of people think we're at the top of the market, which I think it's just going to continue to go up, right? But 10 years or greater, individual owner. And then the last thing I'll really touch, I would include unknown sales dates. And then equity, just put 20%. If they got 20% or greater, they can walk out with cash in their pocket, right? But I'll just pull that, boom, add these to my list, boom. Real simple, right? That's a training for another day, but that's just showing you guys how I would just take the zip code list. You can literally just release this in your marketing. Talk about reverse engineering. Instead of just marketing for properties across the board, get laser sharp focused, know where the heaviest buyers are playing, and market in those areas, right? That's how you guys are really going to drive the ship forward. The best investors, the best entrepreneurs realize that, and they use that, right? So here's your quick list for fun too. Just to keep it simple across the board, paste this on your little notepad on your computer. Atlanta, Charlotte, Raleigh, Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando, Miami, Nashville. Boom. I got some more information like building real estate agent referral partners. I've built out an entire system with that, showing you guys how to have the conversations, how to work on your pitch with that. Again, I never thought about utilizing a real estate agent in the past, but with the amount that these funds can pay for houses, I've built a couple relationships saying, hey, we're working with a big institutional buyer. They can pay all cash, pay 100% of the property's value. If you happen to have a pocket listing or someone that's looking to bring their property to market, maybe just let them know that we got a big cash buyer that can pay all cash. You can keep that full commission, right? Which agents are ecstatic right now. The market's so crazy that they're getting undercut on commissions. So whatever you negotiate on your commission base, you keep that. We'll get our price baked on top, right? I don't want us to focus on that so much, again, because I think The more you can hustle, get in the trenches, make offers, the better. But I just have information here that, help you guys kind of get an outside perspective to generate more opportunities, right? But all that's in the partnership portal, right? Pretty simple, pretty clean cut, one-stop shop that I keep updated with all information you should need. Going back to this, understanding the buy box, guys, probably one of the most important things you can do, right? So I would go as far as saying this, like the most important thing you could do is take action. It's that simple. Just take action. Second most important thing you can do, understand the buy box, right? Buy box is simple. Follow it, right? Build your marketing around it. Target cities only. Bed, bath, square footage, pretty simple. Property value, neighborhood value, get a feel for it. Release your marketing, make it happen. Here's just a quick case study. These are some properties that we have personally closed and a couple of them that are set to close in the next 2 weeks. 16 Benfield Crest, 18 and 26. These are all Atlanta, Georgia properties, right? So Atlanta is the honeypot, right? Atlanta's the top market across the country for the big buyers, big institutions, right? If we were to look at these numbers, right, and actually pull them up on Zillow, let's just see what it looks like. All right, Zestimate's got it at 170. Now, I wish Zillow would show me the sold comps, but it's been acting weird on my computer. My phone ain't giving me this problem. Anyways, we'll just assume ballpark 170 after repair value, right? That's what Zillow says. We got a contract on that bad boy at 227. 227. Our partner locked it up at 190, and we're making a 30K spread. Not only that, the seller owns both of these properties next door. So guess what? He locked up all three properties at 190. We're at 227, 227. I think the other one's 231, right? So after splits, this guy is going to make like $70,000 this month between these and then Plantation, right? Plantation, they're buying at 299. That's one partner. So if you think about it, like if you got, out there doing the traditional wholesale thing, running your marketing, doing the model, we might pull 10, 15K spreads and we're happy, right? Again, the old model is dying. The market is shifting and changing so quickly. This thing sold 2 years ago for 170 and the fund is paying 299 for it. What? And then talk about these big iBuyers. Look at that. Zillow's even giving us, hey, unlock your offer now. They're offering 288 off the rip. What? Obviously, they're going to inspect it, and if it needs a lot of repairs, they're going to beat them up on repairs. But guys, it's terrifying what's happening in the industry. Like, I see it coming, right? Real estate, as we know, it's never going to be the same. But the way I see it is I'm going to work my tail off to make sure that we end up on the other side of that separation of wealth, right? It's happening right in front of our eyes. I wish more people would wake up to it, right? But again, there's a lot of these case studies that I have for you guys just to take a look, check these out for yourselves, right? Look them up on Zillow, look at the values. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will, right? We can talk about what that might look like after splits. I mean, it's very rare that after a split, anyone walks out with less than 10K, right? Average deal size is about 40. Now, going back to that, I'll just give you guys a visual of that, right? So, Benfield, 221. Okay, so one of the funds charges real estate commissions, right? So, these Benfield properties, their initial offer is 227. But anytime they present an offer to us, they show us, boom, 221. This is net to you. It was 221 and some change, right? But I rounded the numbers. So again, 221, 221, 225. This Elmwood one, this is one of our in-house deals, 270. Actually, this repair came back. We're a little bit lower than 270 right now, but still. Rob Meyer, this is Columbus. Zestimate 150. They're paying 175. And these are a couple different funds, right? Loyola Properties, 125, 125. And those were kind of in like questionable area. I wasn't sure if they'd buy these, right? It was a little more run down, borderline almost hood, right? Plum Lake, this one, the rehab was about halfway complete. Didn't have cabinets, right? Didn't really have a kitchen in place. It was kind of like a fresh canvas, right? So drywall was done and ready for paint, but they started a rehab and didn't complete it. They're at 193 on that, right? Which you see this estimate. Kingfisher, that was in-house. Jay closed that one. Jay, why don't you talk about your experience with Miss Wanda? If you're available. Jay might be on a call. If you're there, feel free to dial in. But I'm telling you, these sellers, once they see how smooth the closing process is, they like praise you. Thank you so much. It's never been so easy for me to sell a house, right? I've never gone through a real estate transaction this easy, this smooth. And you can get those testimonials, right? Make sure that when you close these deals with these people, get them on a Zoom call or get them on a FaceTime, record your screen, whatever that process is, document it, right? You want to get that proof of concept so you can present that either in email form or whatever your means of communication with these sellers, right? But again, this is just case studies. Look at the numbers, right? Look at these numbers. This was the Memphis one. This was in St. Louis before St. Louis got taken off the buy box, right? But 125, his estimate's 107. Gaylord, this one already closed too. 75 was our partner's contract price. We sold it for 100, right? So that's what it is, guys. My goal moving forward, I'm gonna start focusing more on strategy. This onboarding call is to get you guys in the game, get you acclimated with the system, ready to go, so that we can confidently step out and utilize this in marketing, right?